Welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support my daily Eternal Magic offerings while getting amazing perks like the BoshNRoll Discord community, have me play your deck on the channel, or listen sideboard guides before tournaments, check out the Patreon or YouTube membership program. This channel is possible because of these amazing sponsors. Check them out, all their links are in the video description. As always, thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic. Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm playing Modern at the request of Patreon subscriber Unrighteous Joe. And what I have here is Boros Land Destruction Prison, deck that Joe brewed up and he and I worked on together in a session. The idea here is as classic as a Magic Prison deck can get. Stone Rain, including actual Stone Rain as a one-of, Molten Rain, Pillage, a bunch of 3-mana ways to blow up a land, in addition to Boom Bust up here, which is a 2-mana way to blow up a land, or a 6-mana way to blow up all the lands. We've got Flagstones of Trocare as a 4-of, plus 6 indestructible lands of our own in the deck with Rustvale Bridge and Cascading Cataracts to break the parity of Boom, destroy target land you control and target land you don't. Doing a little work to create Sinkhole, but Sinkhole is a messed up Magic card. Elsewhere in the shell, we've got Ragavan, which I've played a bunch of Red Prison adjacent type of strategies on the channel over the past 3-4 months. Some of them didn't have any specific rules attached, and I could play whatever I want, and those decks all contain Ragavan. And then some specifically asked me not to play Ragavan, or they were Chalice of the Void decks where Ragavan didn't make sense, and those decks were worse. And talking to Job, basically, Ragavan is pretty clearly a card that should be in this deck, so here it is. Fury to keep the board clear. Lightning Bolt helps with that. Stomp is both a good thing to do with 3 mana and a way to keep the board clear. And all we want to do is keep the board clear until Ghostly Prison can lock people out. Creatures can't attack you unless their controller pays 2 for each creature they control that's attacking. That's tough when you don't have any lands. Suppression Field. Activated abilities cost 2 more to activate unless they're mana abilities. Tough when you don't have any lands. Also, fetch lands are activated abilities. If you want to fetch, Suppression Field makes that cost 2 more. Plussing that Wrenn and 6 to dig out. That costs 2 more. You get what I'm saying here. Powerful stuff. And at the top end, this is where the list gets really fun. We have Avaricious Dragon, 2 red, flying 4/4. At the beginning of your draw step, draw an additional card. At the beginning of your end step, discard your hand. The wisdom on this is we had to win the game somehow. One thing that these Prison Stone Rain decks do a lot is they Stone Rain a land or 2 early on, then they sort of peter out. Your opponent draws their 3rd, 4th, 5th land, and then they start casting their 2 and 3 drops, and then they win. Avaricious Dragon keeps the heat flowing, keeps the proactive spells coming, and it's a 4/4 that ends the game pretty quick. Just bashing for 4 in the air, pretty good. On a 4-drop, pretty cheap. Good deal. And we have 1 copy of Palantir of Orthonk, yes. The A is before the N. Palantir of Orthonk. Legendary artifact from Lord of the Rings. At the beginning of your end step, put an influence counter on Palantir and scry 2. Then target opponent may have you draw a card. If that player doesn't, you mill X cards, where X is the number of influence counters on Palantir, and that player loses life equal to the total mana value of those cards. That's a mouthful, but basically, you get some card selection, guaranteed scry 2, and then there's a sub-game of your opponent deciding would they rather give you a card or would they rather mill you for 1. And then the next turn, it's would they rather mill you for 2. And when they mill you, they take damage based on what they mill you for. The idea is that this will get you either way. Drawing extra cards represent damage, and lock pieces, milling cards represents a reduction of your life total, both of which move towards the end of winning the game. Historically, though, and I did have this conversation with Job when we were talking about this card, these cards are always worse than they read. On the surface, you're like, I'm not upset about either of those abilities. But the fact that your opponent gets to pick which one happens, this is the Browbeat problem, this is the Skull Scorch problem, that whole cycle of Punisher cards. Dash Hopes is a card that Commander players like. Temporal Extortion. Just there's a ton of examples of these where whatever the best thing for your opponent is what's going to happen. This is not a modal spell. It's not Incendiary Command. It's Browbeat. But the fact that it's not a one-shot, it happens every turn, and the longer it happens, the worse it's going to get for your opponent. And hopefully they won't really be playing the game in a functional way with all our lock pieces, and eventually they'll have to start making some hard decisions and die to this thing. That's the idea anyway. It's in the deck. The sideboard is a bunch of ways to survive against combo decks, which is important right now because Living End, kind of a tier 0 deck, all of a sudden there was a new cycle of cyclers added to the format with the Lord of the Rings set. A couple of giant bodies that you can cycle for 1. They're land cyclers too, so they help you hit your land drop guaranteed. And Living End is way on the rise right now. But guess what? Suppression Field. Cycling's an activated ability. Ghostly Prison. Guess what? That's a deck that tries to play on 3 or 4 lands. You can lock out a lot of the attackers and kill the rest. Try to blow up their lands underneath them. And then we got Rest in Peace and Trinisphere in the sideboard as well. A lot to ask of a Living End deck. I don't know. It could be good. I do expect to see that in the league, though. It's very hot right now. But that's our deck. Boros, Land Destruction, Prison. Let's do it. I'm on the draw in round 1. I like this turn 2 Boom Bust option. I also have turn 1 Ragavan option. I got choices depending on what my opponent shows me here. Snow Forest into Utopia Sprawl. Oh my god. This is where we roll the dice a little bit. If I play Rustvale Bridge, I guarantee turn 2 bust. If I play Ragavan, it doesn't guarantee anything. But if it connects, it's better for me. I'm going to go with Ragavan. I'm really worried about turn 2 Teferi here. That's a thing that these Utopia Sprawl decks can do, and then bouncing my Rustvale Bridge, I just never win this game ever. Magic Vista. It's not Teferi, not with that mana. Enchantress is present. You're dead. Let's go. Ragavan gets to connect. We get to bust the sprawled land. Then we get to pillage next turn, whatever's left. This has to enchant a forest, right? Yep, I don't have any of those. The Rustvale Bridge tapped, and then... Oh, it's boom, not bust. Boom is the cheap one. Target my indestructible land and your land that you've put a card on. Messed up. You want to put another Utopia Sprawl on another land? Because I'm coming for you. Destiny Spinner, that can block. That's annoying. Do I care, though? If I draw a red card, I can do everything. Oh my god, I drew a red card that I don't care about. That was the best possible outcome. Pitch Ragavan to Fury. Light up the Destiny Spinner. Attack with Rag. Flipped a Blood Moon. Well, I don't want to cast that card. It's actually reasonable against my deck. That's annoying. I can shock in Sacred Foundry and not spend my treasure, or I could get my tap land into play. Yeah, what am I doing with this treasure? Who cares? Pillage your green source. Bang. Coming for you. Now we're going to test the Palantir. We're at that point that I talked about where you destroy a couple of their lands and then you don't really have anything going on. And we'll see if Palantir can stabilize. Haunt and Ice. My raviolis. If only I had a way to destroy lands in my deck and I could free my Ragavan. Okay, they're doing a good job getting through this. Come on, land destruction spell. Oh, heck yeah. Now I can decide if I want Ragavan back or if I want to destroy their land that makes 2 mana, and I think I gotta go after the 2. Can't stop the pillaging. Just miss a land drop. Can we stop? No, quit it. And Enchantress effects are so busted. Oh, and now they have 2 of them. Okay, I actually feel like we are in a huge trouble this game. They've managed to hit all the land drops since missing the 1. But Palantir, let's go. Get to scry 2 regardless. I assume they're going to mill here. I'm going to put Sunbay Canyon on the bottom and Boom Bust on the top. You want to take 8 here? Yeah, opponent's at 3. Got him. Unfortunately, Sithis draws a bunch of, or gains a bunch of life. I'm more worried about that than the card draw at this point. But my deck does have lightning bolts in it. Now they have to mill 2 if they don't want to get Palantired. Another presence. Okay. Opponent fetch down to 3. They gain a life up to 3. Or fetch down to 2, gain a life up to 3. And now they are under the evil thumb of my Palantir. I'm going to play Flagstones, and they actually can't afford to mill here, so hopefully there's a Lightning Bolt in my top cards. Molten Rain? I'll take that. Oh, if I leave both of these there, how does this actually work? I draw a card, okay. I don't want Ghostly Prison, I do want Molten Rain. And if they mill it, they die, so they have to let me draw a card. Yep. Yeah, that 8-point blast off of Boom Bust just turned this Palantir into straight up draw an extra card every turn. Except it's better than that, because I also get to scry. They do get to draw 1,000 cards here. Abundant Growth plus 3 Enchantress effects. I gotta get these last 4 points over the finish line before it's too late. My Kingdom for a Lightning Bolt. Another Abundant Growth. Now they're up to 5 life. Lightning Bolt still does it with the Molten Rain. They drew another 4 cards. And Sanctum Weaver. Okay, opponent's at 6, and they can now dump their entire hand next turn. I need something good right now. This is the last turn I'm going to get this game. Ooh, they have the 1 ring in their deck. That's terrifying. Well, Fury is one of the better draws. That kills Sithis and Sanctum Weaver and puts a real thing into play that they have to think about and deal with. And they discarded a Sithis to hand size. Hopefully they don't have a third one. I kill these jerks. And I get to Palantir in the end step still. Depression Field and Cataracts, neither of these are good. Bottom, bottom. And I drew another Fury. There's the 1 ring. They have protection from everything until next turn. That means they can take the damage off Palantir. Oh, damage can't be prevented this turn. Okay, if I attack them and stomp my own Fury, this should work. Hope this works. Pretty sure it does. Stomp. Maybe I'll just target myself. Make sure Fury doesn't take any damage. Stomp, target me. Damage can't be prevented this turn. Sick line. Okay, Enchantress is the enemy. That matchup was wild. That game was wild. They survived so many Stone Rains. Wear Tears and Marches look good. I think Trinisphere is really good against them too. That stops those messed up turns where they go like triple Abundant Growth, draw 12. No thanks. They don't do a whole lot of attacking, and they don't do a whole lot of fetching or activating. I think just making this switch makes sense. And I gotta make one more cut here. And Palantir was dope. That was a great showcase for the deck. I think I want all my Stone Rains. Lightning Bolt can go face when it's tight, like that game was. It also kills Sithis, which is really important. Maybe I cut actual Stone Rain. I kind of wanted all of them. No, God, that's so tough, because like we saw, they can reach out of it, but we also saw On Thin Ice and Utopia Sprawl and Abundant Growth and all these ways to 2-for-1. We also saw Blood Moon in their deck, which is a thing to be aware of. That only turns off March and Wear Tear, and only if I don't have a Plains. I think Stone Rain is just the worst card here, and it has to be cut, even though it's pretty good for all the reasons we described, but that is the 11th of that effect in the deck. Just gonna let it ride with the 10 I already have. Okay, I will keep this hand. It doesn't ramp quite how I'd like, but it does Wear and Tear. And if I draw Ragavan, we go nuts. If I draw Boom Bust, we go nuts. Rustvale Bridge is in play, pass. So this, I will be bolting that. Flagstones. That comes into play untapped anytime. Do I want to stomp this for mana efficiency, or do I want to save that for 1 ring blowouts in the future? I think stomping for mana efficiency is fine. I don't really want them to be casting a 4 mana card anyway. Enchantress's Presence resolves. I would love to draw Boom Bust here. That would have been the best use of my mana. I'm going to tear the Presence. Just try to deny them Enchantresses more than deny them lands, I think is the priority. Sterling Grove. Okay. Their other enchantments have Shroud now. Showed up in not quite the right order here. Not that I'm saying they played wrong. I'm sure they played exactly right based on what I saw, but It didn't work out right. Another lightning bolt. Not quite what I'm looking for at this point, but I'm going to put my 4-3 into play and start leveraging these bolts to reduce my opponent's life total to 0. End of turn, Sterling Grove. What are we getting? An Enchantress's Presence. They're trying to make it work. There's Presence, and they have 1 white still up. This is probably on thin ice, which is cool because I've been looking for an excuse to cast Pillage for a couple turns. Another Flagstone's neat. So red, white, Pillage, the land that's holding on thin ice. I get my thing back. Play Flagstones, keep the untapped one. The other one dies. I can get basic planes here. They probably boarded out Blood Moon, but just in case, I want to be set up. Second Presence. Okay. The Enchantress is certainly present. So is the ice. I'm going upstairs with another bolt. Gotta soften them up. March of Otherworldly Light. That's pretty good. I can clear the on thin ice, get my Bone Crusher back, or I could take a Presence. I could also just shove Fury into play, see what they want to do about it. Yeah, I think I'm actually just going to pass and leave up March plus Bolt. If they only had 1 Presence, I would exile it, but they have 2, and every spell cantripping when I'm this far behind is already a problem. I think I need to deal 12 damage to them before they stabilize, not goof around with trying to be a control deck when I'm not. Sterling Grove, okay. I'm gonna have to march now. Now or never on this one. Exile the on thin ice. 3 green mana available. Now, all mana available. Utopia Sprawl, pretty good at moving colors around. Another Sprawl. And Sithis, who has Shroud, and there's still a white in the pool. This looks bad. And with their last remaining white, they had on thin ice. I don't think I can win this one anymore. This is a fun matchup to feature in round 1. They just have all these weird ways to counterplay you, and we're both kind of prison value decks. And I think their plan lines up pretty well against mine, generally speaking. It's still a lot of fun. Okay. I am way too far behind, and they're going to start drawing their deck. We'll get them in game 3. On the play, Stone Rain is better. Suppression Field stops or slows down the One Ring and Sterling Grove. I don't think I want to be Suppression Fielding. I might want a Stone Rain, though. Is that better than Trinisphere, or is it the same? It might be better than one of the Trinispheres. Alright, I'll do it like this. Minor adjustment for game 3. Ragavan into Pillage, keep. Firing Vantage, Ragavan. Basically, if they have anything other than on thin ice here, they're in trouble. Uh-oh, Windswept Teeth. Fetch a forest, fetch a forest. Okay. Nice. Shadow Realm. Another Pillage. Let's go. Attack my opponent. Ragavan triggers a Sanctum Weaver. As fun as a Birds of Paradise looks, that's not what we're here for. We came to pillage. We came to burn. A tap Temple Garden? You're in trouble. Oh my god. The fact that it's the Richard Kane Ferguson art makes it even better. Another Sanctum Weaver that I can't afford to cast here because I'm busy pillaging. Bang! Another one down. Another non-basic land that doesn't cast on thin ice. And a Wear Tear for me. I have enough mana now that I can cast a 2-drop that I find. Exiled Beseiju. Yeah, get rid of that. And guess what I have? It's Pillage. Bang! Are you out of land drops yet? And now that I have Wear Tear, I'm not even worried about on thin ice. I kind of hope they do have it, actually. Oh, yeah. Guess what I have in play right now? It's a treasure token. You know what that can do? It can destroy on thin ice. Get my Ragavan back immediately. There, target enchantment. Relentless Pummeling. I would love to draw one of my dragons now. Really, just pay out the deck. That's not a dragon. Can I get some messed up enchantment out of your deck? Sithis. I can play that card. White, green. And I'm going to play Bone Crusher Giant as a 4/3. And play my land tapped. And all in. Go. Wow, they have a lot of lands. Okay, you have your own Sithis. That gains life. Or at least it did. 4, 5, 6, 7. If you block Rag, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I'm just gonna bolt. Relentless BS. Coming straight from me to you. Now if I take any more enchantments, I get to draw cards. Oh, they don't even want to give me the opportunity to draw a card off Sithis. That was disgusting. That's exactly what you draw this deck to do. Look at this graveyard. Pillage, pillage, pillage. Boom. Let's go.
You come here to level up at Magic. To level up as a software engineer, check out the new YouTube series Dev Better, hosted by the founder of 7-Factor Software and Magic player, Jeremy Duvall. 7-Factor's small teams of high-performing engineers build custom mobile apps, APIs, and highly scalable systems for Fortune 500 companies and ambitious startups with great ideas. If you'd like to hire 7-Factor, or maybe join their team, contact them through their website at 7factor.io. And don't forget to subscribe to 7-Factor's YouTube for every episode of Dev Better.
I'm on the draw in round 2. I have a turn 2 suppression field, and there's a Ragavan in the mix. It's unfortunately a 2-drop Ragavan because of Rustveil Bridge, but I'm going to keep his hand for sure. Urzatron, oh my god. If there is an RNGesus, I need his blessing now, because I am playing against Tron with a dedicated land destruction strategy. Come on now. Chromatic Star makes green. Ancient Stirrings. Oh, they have a Gigantha. Didn't even notice. There it is. Okay, I have 11 land destruction spells. They just stirred up a Warping Wheel, which is not a Tron land, though Urza's Power Plant is. Suppression Field can slow down this map if I need to do that when the time comes. Lightning Bolt, that sucks. They attack my opponent. He took a Chromatic Star. That's a good one, actually. Second main, I'm going to play Chromatic Star. And I'm going to pop it for red. Attack for red. If I draw into a Boom Bust here, we're going nuts. Just a Fury. Okay. Suppression Field. Try to slow down this Expedition map. They would have been able to map for Tron and Warping Wheel here. Now they can't map at all. I hope this just locked them out. They still can't map. They can whale though. Molten Rain, what's up? I'm going to attack with Warping Whale first, so they can't counter my sorcery. Yep, okay. Ragavan's gone. Oh no, I don't have double red. Oh no, betrayed by my deck. Okay. It's going to take a second to get out of this, but pass the turn. Please don't lose. Do not have Tron right now. Just pass without a land drop. That's what I need from you. Nice. Okay, they had a land drop, but it was not a good one. I think I just start sending bolts upstairs at this point. This Avaricious Dragon is eventually my plan, and I'm going to have to discard my hand. Stone Rain. Actual factual. They hit the Urza's Mine. That's the one that is different. They can spend all their mana right now to tutor up one land, and you lose 2 life for that. 4 mana Expedition map. Searching up a mine. That makes sense because they still have all their towers in their deck. They're more likely to draw that one. So tutoring for one that you've already seen a copy of is playing your outs here. The One Ring. Son of a biscuit. Okay. Popular card. But guess what? Suppression Field. I'm pretty sure you have protection from everything. You, not your Tron lands. I'll take out another Urza's Mine while we're all hanging out here. Just having a good time. Play Inspiring Vantage tapped, and then lose 1 life for each burden counter, which is currently 0. Right, yeah, just spending mana in the main phase to burden up the ring. Trying to hit a land drop. This Suppression Field is great. I'm glad we get to showcase this one too. The third Urza's Mine. Okay. And popping Chromatic Star, that is a mana ability, not beholden to Suppression Field. And Expedition map. You got it. I'm going to Volt you in the end step, because I'm likely discarding my hand this turn anyway. Unless I draw a land destruction spell, then I'll do that. Is Fury better than Dragon? I think it is. Yeah, it attacks for more, and my hand already has spells in it. Okay. They're going to lose 1 life from the ring here. They're on a real clock on that. They can get Urza's tower here and make 3 mana afterwards. It'll take all their lands to get the tower, if they haven't found one naturally so far. I'm still thinking about how last round I defeated an opponent who had the One Ring on by stomping on my own face. Flavor Judge. Draw a picture of that one. Okay, here's Urza's tower. What can we do with an Urza's tower in isolation versus a suppression field? Hopefully not much. Ragavan. Okay, if I dash that, I can Avaricious Dragon also. Dash this puts you to 1. If you had Warping Whale to chump block, that does... It now only answers one of these 2 things, and you're taking a hit one way or the other. Dash and discard your hand are both at the beginning of your end step triggers. I should be able to stack these, so I discard first, then return Ragavan. Okay, cool. Yeah, if they have just nothing here, One Ring kills them in their upkeep. So, cool. But they were all deceived, for there was one greater ring. The suppression field was actually great. Shattering Spree, is that good? Ghostly Prison doesn't seem good in this matchup. Rest in Peace turns off Chromatic Star's draw card trigger, but I don't think I care about that. March of Otherworldly Light. This could pick off an Expedition map, maybe. I'll take some Shattering Sprees. Those can actually pick off maps and stuff, especially if I'm Suppression Field to hold them down for a turn, and then I get to pick them off. It's like a Stone Rain. Okay, this hand has turn 2 Suppression Field, turn 3 Pillage. Might be too slow against Tron. If they just high roll Tron me, then they're going to have something in play before I get to do anything about it. But I'm not going to mull to a Ragavan. They kept 6. Oseju is not a Tron land. Take it slow. Give it to me. That's what I need. Just turns to set up. And if I lead on Flagstones... Now that I drew Mountain, I don't have to lead on Flagstones, actually. I'm just going to play Sacred Foundry tapped. The play was going to be Flagstones. Next turn, float white, play different Flagstones, tutor Sacred Foundry, play Suppression Field, and then you're set up for Pillage. But now that I have the red, I can hold on to my Flagstones in case that's important. Okay, last turn, they stirred up a power plant. This turn, they're stirring again. Hope I can strand another Expedition map here. Called Worm Spiral Machine. Okay. I'm going to do that instead. They Flagstones and Bust or Boom. Boom? Which one? It doesn't matter. I'm going to destroy my Flagstones, and I think I actually want to take out the green source. They're not headed for Tron quickly anyway, and I have a Pillage in my hand. And this turns off their enablers. That was a good turn. Just getting my revenge for all the years that I tried to play control decks into Tron, and now you're a Tron deck, and I'm here with dedicated land destruction in the main. Though they are holding up Warping Whale right now. Hope they don't have that, because I'm casting a sorcery. Maybe I should have done this the other way, but it's counterable either way. Bummer. Actually had it. Okay, if they have the third Tron piece here, they're going to get a Wormcoil Engine, which of course they do. Okay. Relic of Progenitus, don't care. Did I do anything indicating that Relic is important against my deck? Because I don't think I did. I'm going to play Suppression Field, and then Fury can trade with the front half of Wormcoil next turn. It's not pretty, but they managed to get over the hump. Maybe I got too smart for my own britches by going after the green source instead of the Tron lands. There's the One Ring. Wormcoil Engine lines up well with that card. Yikes. Drew another tower. Did Oblivion Stone. Okay. That's not Shattering Spree. But Shattering Spree is the out that I'm playing too. So here's Fury. Yeah, this was an avoidable problem. I regret not killing the Tron land. Oh, Ugin, sure. Alright, we're dead. Oh, wait. Yeah, they have Tron. They can easily pay for Suppression Field. They got me. I messed up and they got me. Now I got a game on the play. I don't think anything changes here. I just have to target the Tron lands appropriately. Should Lightning Bolt be Wear Tear? Is that a direction I should be moving in? The Lightning Bolt doesn't kill much in their deck, and Wear Tear can pick off parts of Worm Coils. Yeah, I'll do it. Gotta respect the Warping Whale. Okay, I'm gonna keep. I'm not set up for this Boom Bust, but I might just do it anyway. And if they hang out an Expedition map on turn 1, I have the Spree to blast it. And then once we get up to 3 mana, we're just ripping. Opponent's on 6. Aspiring Vantage, go. Play a map, play a map. A star, okay. It's not as good as map, obviously. Suppression Field, okay. That's something to do with my mana that I don't feel bad about. If they leave up Warping Whale and have Natural Tron this turn, then they can navigate this, but okay, they're spending green to do something. Stirrings. And now that I have 2 mana up, if I draw any of my Flagstone or those type of things, that works. Okay, Sunbaked Canyon and Molten Rain. I'm going to go after the Mine because it's prettier. Never destroy a Masters Edition, whatever the hell that is, land when you can destroy an Antiquities land. They're just better. There's a tower. There's a map that's not going to be activated this game. Haywire Might, kind of in here doing stuff, but not really. Another Pillage. Take out the tower. That one taps for 3, and it's better looking. Just the best target across the board on that one. And Haywire Might also costs 3 to activate, just in case they think they're going to rip a green source all of a sudden. Oh my god, please pop Chromatic Star thinking this is going to work. Okay, they popped Chromatic Star. But it's for Ancient Stirrings, that's fair. They found a mine with that. The Might continues biting. Stomp will be good someday. Destroy your power plant. We are at a point where I can boom and just destroy one of my lands, and it's not a huge deal. If I start feeling like I'm under real pressure. Okay, cool. I think I'm going to... And I don't care about Expedition map. I think I'm just going to hold on to this Shattering Spree and drop Bone Crusher into play and start actually killing them. It costs 2 mana just to tap Relic of Progenitus. Costs 3 to draw a card. Second Mine. Okay, cool. We've worked them out of their Tron path. It just took destroying 3 different Tron lands. 1 of each piece, actually, just coincidentally. And a Pillage. Okay. Alright, I'm just going to attack here, see if they block. Did not block. They could have the thing here, but I don't care. The Warping Whale. I guess if I care about Warping Whale, but I don't. Yeah, I'm going to Pillage and Urza's Mine. They've already showed me their Tron path is messed up, and this just will further suppress the Expedition map. Yeah, just tapping out to draw a card. Deal. Power Plant. Relic. Okay, okay. I think I'm just going to destroy all their artifacts this turn. I'm not going to spend a Lightning Bolt on this. Haywire Might. Okay. Boom is better than that. I can destroy 2 other artifacts. And then also boom. They didn't have Warping Whale last turn. I can destroy Relic before it draws a card. Make red, destroy Relic, and the copy will destroy Haywire Might. No, I just really don't care about that thing. Yeah, I'm going after the map. And then I'll attack first. Okay, just exiling my Pillage. You got me. Cool. We got him with the jump block. Held on to this thing for a very long time, but now it's gone. And now I can boom. Target my indestructible land and your nice Antiquities Urza's Mine. You destroyed 5 Tron lands so far. They missed a land drop. Actual missed it. Oh my god. We get to Dragon out. The game is going to go exactly how we want from here. Just how we drew it up. Go to Hellbent. Just get them barely behind. And then start drawing 2 cards a turn. And attacking for 4. Avaricious. Good gracious. Dragon's avaricious. They found a Tron land. I get to draw 2 cards. play all my cards, put you to 1. And I guess if they draw, if they've been holding Ugin, oh no, that doesn't even matter because I have Suppression Field in play. Ugin doesn't even win here. Oh yeah, feeling crazy. Dedicated Stone Rain deck versus Tron. You love to see it. On to the next round. This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks, and groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there. I'm on the draw in round 3 versus a Kahira strategy. I have turn 1 Ragavan that I can leverage into turn 2 Molten Rain. I'm in. The bad news is Kahira decks are probably full of removal, whether they're all the way into Ren and 6 4-color elemental mess, or if they are just blue-white control. It's probably a deck that can handle a Ragavan. Ooh, okay. I have that available on turn 2 as well. There's multiple must answers coming out real quick here. Luda Delta is interesting because black is generally not in the elemental decks. If this is just some generic blue fetch, because all the lands are blue, that would make sense. Okay, Zagoth and Rockrin. I'm going to get my Leyline binded. Oh, Prismatic Ending, sure. Well, let me tell you about the Pillage deck versus this Triome mana base. It's more, I think the Jeskai land's going to be better than the Sultai land for them. That's what I'm going to destroy. Boom, target Cataracts and Rockrin Triome. Zagoth Triome is frequently in these decks just to turn on Leyline binding, where Rockrin Triome is actually the core colors of the deck. Okay, Shocked and Hallowed Fountain. I'm going to save this Ragavan and go for Suppression Field here. They're showing Counterspell, and I want to hang something out here that's annoying enough that they might counter it, but they also might not. Then I have Rustveil Bridge, which even if they play Teferi, they can't activate it. Okay, Leyline Binding. That works. Now Teferi's a huge beating if they play it here and bounce my land. Oh no, obviously. Played around it, not good enough. Oh, they didn't know they could do that. Nice, they minus target nothing. Count it, count it, count it. Oh, nice. I can dash Rag and then play Boom Bust. Or I could play Rag and just bust the Boom the Hallowed Fountain. 2 damage to the land's controller. I can't redirect this to Teferi, unfortunately. I think getting the Ragavan into play is important. Play the Rag. And then boom, target my Rustveil Bridge and your Hallowed Fountain. I still think Zagoth Triome is a trap, and the white is what's actually important here. I can Fury Teferi just whenever. I'm not worried about it right now. My deck barely has instants in it. They missed the important thing they needed to do, which is destroy Rustveil, or bounce Rustveil Bridge. Okay. I am gonna attack first. And I am attacking them, not Teferi. I just don't care. Solitude on the pitch cast, that's fine. Losing another Teferi to do it. Exiling Rag, that's fine. And I guess I'll Molten Rain a Zagoth Triome here. Or I think I want to Pillage it, actually, because if they do have Counterspell, I'd rather save the spell that deals damage to them. And if I draw an untapped land, I can cast Fury, just light up this Teferi next turn. Come on, deck. It's time. Hook it up. Untapped land. Lightning Bolt also works. Avaricious Dragon. That's interesting. I could pitch cast Fury, kill the Teferi, jam Dragon, and just hope this works. I am all the way in if that is what I do, though. Okay, I think this actually looks pretty dope. I'm going to pitch Molten Rain to Fury. Deal 4 to Teferi. They have 2 cards in their hand. Let's hope it's not a clean 1-for-1 answer to Avaricious Dragon. It resolved. That doesn't mean it's going to stay there. They've shown me Solitude and Leyline Binding. It would be hard to bind this in a Leyline with the mana they have, though. There's only 2 land sources, or land types among their lands. Before they fetched, there was 0. Just putting Kahira in the hand. We're going to get a second draw. Oh no! They got Kahira just 2-for-1 themselves on the dragon. Alright, now it's a top deck war. I will rebuy the Sunbaked Canyon immediately. Rustveil Bridge, bummer. Okay. Now we're in the tough spot. Ghostly Prison, yeah. A card that probably has 0 text in this matchup, but I'm still going to run it out there. Okay, they have not played a spell or a land in several turns. Gotta assume they have counter spells or interaction of some kind, but if this Pillage resolves, then they have no colored mana. Dress down. Wow, emergency cantrip. I love that. Get rid of your land. Nice. Okay, opponent has no colored mana right now. Island. They're back in this. Oh, they have Chalice on one. Okay, I have Pillage in my main deck. Don't have that many 1-drops. Okay. Stomp your Dome. And then play my 4/3. I have the mana. They're not showing any soft counters. Might as well just get the extra 2. Now they have a real problem they need to solve. Hitting a land drop's good, though. Shocking and Breeding Pool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they might have needed to do that just to cast a Leyline Binding. That's gross if true. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. Okay, let's keep the pressure going. Flagstones, alright, I'll play it. This gets a land out of my deck. Grab a Sacred Foundry. That's slightly better than just drawing a random land, because at least that one thins my deck out, but obviously still rather have a threat. Fury counts. I'm just going to cast this thing. They have not indicated a counterspell yet in this game. Hallowed Moonlight in response, sure. I cast the thing fair and square. It's in play. Pass the turn. Steam Vents, that's another land type, if that's helpful here. Dream Verdict, okay. We're grinding, for sure. I would love an Avaricious Dragon. Because Avaricious Dragon's in my deck, I'm just going to keep playing lands out. Land go all around. Lightning Bolt, tough beats. Chalice, finally doing something. Second Suppression Field. Might as well. Planeswalkers are a part of their deck. So are fetch lands. Activating Hall of Heliod, targeting Dress Down in response, sure. Okay. That's interesting. What do they think my deck does that they would spend a draw step picking up a card that draws a card? Okay, they had a Prismatic Ending for that. Bone Crusher, okay. Well, I happen to know that their hand contains Dress Down. No! Counterspell. Alright, Dress Down is a card that's left in their hand at this point. More Lightning Bolts, tough beats. The Bolts and Rags are fully dead draws at this point. Dress Down in the end step. Fetch land. Oh. I think I want to save this so I can double spell, or does that even make sense? No, I'm just shoving it. This is exactly the situation this card is built for. They have another counterspell, then they have a counterspell. But I'm going to shove this. They've been kind of living off the top the last few turns, same as me. It's in play, which doesn't mean it's going to be there for my end step, but it is there. Okay, we are getting a trigger. Let's see if we can do the boom bust thing again. We're fetching in response, that's weird. Does that matter? Okay, put Flagstones on the bottom, put Fury on top. If I draw it, I have Fury. If I mill it, they take 5. Okay, opponent's at 5. Looks like they have a Prismatic Ending. Okay. That was a Lava Axe that drew me a card. I'll take it. Sacred Foundry tapped. Well, now that they're at 5, the next pillage goes towards Chalice. There are 2 pillages left in the deck. Also, if I draw Boom Bust, I can bust. It's actual Armageddon. It's friggin' bonkers here. Another Ghostly Prison. They gotta win the game somehow, right? Castle Vantress, busted. That's gonna make this game end pretty quickly if I don't do something. I'm gonna start sandbagging lands, because actually drawing another Boom Bust and destroying all lands is a real strategy here. Fetching basic planes in the end step, they're gonna do some scrying. I don't get the impression that this is a Ren and 6 deck. I think it's just splashing all these green dual lands for random other stuff. I'm going to try to destroy Castle Vantress. Actual Stone Rain. A complete delight. And the Vantress is dead. Oh no. If they actually have Solitude here, and they can start sinking tons of mana into attacking with it, they get out of bolt range pretty quick. Yep. Uh-oh. Don't like it. Right, I would love an Armageddon here. Sunbaked Canyon. I'll take a redraw. And I drew Armageddon. Okay. Bust, destroy all lands. Let's try it. Okay, question mark. Do you have Counterspell, or is this game over? Those are the two modes. No! Stop tapping mana. Stop it. Dress down. Draw a card. Draw a card. No! Boo! I have one more of those in my deck. I'm out of Stomps. I have one more Fury. There's also 2 more Bolts and 3 more Ragavans. Or is it all the Ragavans? No, I think one's in exile. Who didn't attack with Solitude? They want all their mana this turn. Oh my god. Let's do it again. This is the last one of these I have. Bust. Question mark, please? No, stop tapping mana. Oh, Memory Deluge. Miss, 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 miss. Bust, 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 bust. Stop, stop. Boo. Boo. All right, I'm out of those now. And they're still not attacking with Solitude. Pillage is back to being a live draw. All right, I can play lands out now that I'm not going to Armageddon anymore this game. They fetched and failed to find. Good news for me. We can flashback Deluge from the graveyard. Oh, Shark Typhoon, that's even better. And they have Hall of Heliod active. Insulting me with my own combo. I invented this. I put the text on Shark Typhoon and Hall of Heliod, personally. They're having trouble figuring out how to tap their lands in a way that activates Hall of Heliod with this Mystic Gate. They put blue colorless in the pool and then white colorless. Okay, I think they got there. There you go. And it still costs a bunch of mana to attack with these things. They have to win the game somehow. Shrug that I said earlier when I cast these Ghostly Prisons is true. And my opponent is currently in a Ghostly Prison. And not attacking. Pillage, still a good draw. Firing Vantage, not so much. Leyline Binding, okay. Just working their way through my Ghostly Prisons. Uh-oh, more white in the pool. Okay, they're all gone. I'm also at 23 life, and they've spent 12 minutes of their clock to get to this point. We're in for a long one here. They got me for 9. They're back to 8, out of bolt range, even if I draw the Pillage now. Avaricious Dragon. Okay, this will certainly be answered immediately, but I'm still going to cast it. It is bigger than their Sharks currently. There's no reason to cast these bolts, it's just wasted mana. They're fetching after we saw they don't have fetchables. Okay, they didn't have a fetchable for Scalding Tarn. They had a basic plains left for this one. Solitude in the end step. I'm going to discard 2 bolts. And they are once again struggling to tap their Mystic Gate for the correct combination of mana. They got there. Chalice of Void has been phenomenal. I think it's safe to say that card won them this game. Ragavan, no good. And I will let them complete their turn and use any precious second on their clock. They want to make another Shark and buy back their Shark again when they already have super lethal on board. These are precious seconds trickling away, and I'm going to let them do it. And here's the attack. That was a good game. They had 13 cards left in their deck. Sweet. Okay, Wear and Tear come in. That kills Chalice of the Void and Leyline Binding. Suppression Field's actually sick against this deck. Ghostly Prison sucks. Like we saw that game, at the point where it matters, they can get around it. Rest in Peace does shut off their Shark engine, and we saw Memory Deluge. Lightning Bolt's pretty mid. Maybe the Lightning Bolts should become some number of Rest in Pieces. So Lightning Bolt picking off Planeswalkers and Faces if they don't have Chalice of the Void. And now I have Answers to Chalice, more Answers to Chalice in the deck. Yeah, I don't think I want Rest in Peace here. I didn't see Ren in 6, which would be a tiebreaker. But the Hall of Heliod is pretty annoying. Okay, I'm going to cut 2 bolts for 2 rips. Split the difference there. Let my deck have a chance to do either one. Turn 1, Ragavan. Turn 2, Bust. Keep. Opponent Multi 5. Inspiring Vantage, Ragavan. Let's go. Modern Magic. And if they spend mana dealing with Ragavan, I get to bust or boom them. And if they don't spend mana, I get to Molten Rain them. Okay. Boom it is. Flagstones, and boom goes the dynamite. Bang. Or is it? It's boom, not bang. Bang bust. Okay. Very smart. Tactical concession. Not going to win this game on the Multi 5 getting Sinkhold. And they need time to win game 3. Good stuff. Fire right back in. This is a person who plays blue-white control. Another turn 1 Ragavan. Keep it. Opponent's on 6 this time. Sacred Foundry and Ragavan get in. Opponent, are you sick of this card yet? Because he's going to keep coming. And I have the boom, which I might be willing to do, just killing one of my lands if I don't draw flagstones. Depending on what they show me here. Show me Prismatic Ending. And what? And Zagoth Triumph. Come on, flagstones for the nuts. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Boom, target my planes and your Rockrin Triome. This is not how I want to do this, but I think it hurts them more than it hurts me. Mystic Gate. Flagstones off the top. Rest in peace, interesting. I think there's a good chance they have to counterspell this, which will get counterspell out of their hand for next turn. I'm going to boom, target one of my lands and your Zagoth Triome. Okay, they either don't have counterspell or the read is this idiot will run out of lands before I do. If their hand is just like 3 lands, I would also not have countered that. Firing Vantage, okay. Rest in peace into Sunbaked Canyon, Stone Rain, into Avaricious Dragon. Going to start putting the pressure on him here. Just cards that maybe you do need to interact with. Fetching in the end step. Breeding Pool. And passing the turn. Hand is full of cards over there. I'm going to Stone Rain. I'll put you to the real test here. This will either get counterspell out of their hand or their play out of the game. Dress down, dress down, dress down. Boo. Okay, Dovin's Veto works. Inspiring Vantage. Okay, so I can dash Rag now. Because I can't play Avaricious Dragon anyway. Rag eats a counter. The dangerous thing here is they have 4 cards in their hand, which their deck is full of answers, and if they're not hitting land drops, then it's because they're stockpiling answers. Okay, I am all in on Dragon here. Which is insane if it sticks, and just dead basically for free if it doesn't. I don't have any cards in my hand. That could have been any 4 mana 4/4, and it's fine. They passed immediately. Just gonna keep making land drops. Oh, I have a canyon. I'm gonna draw a card. Should have done that before I played my land. Oh, sick. Do I think they have any soft counters? It doesn't matter. I'm gonna cast the stupid spell that knocks them out of the game if I have it. They've used 2 counter spells already. Yeah! Handful of 3 drops. Alright, deck, let's find a win condition. Boo! Stop it. Pillage. Pillage or Village. No land drop. Molten Rain. That doesn't work yet. I need to get them to do something with this fetch land first, and then I'm ready to punish, or I can just hit that one. Which is a shame, because that one sucks. The Rest in Peace shutting it down, but they've made it clear they have a handful of 3 drops. And I'm just going to keep going in here. Wherever I can. However it comes. Fury, let's go. Win condition. They could have Solitude plus white card. In fact, it's quite likely that they do. Solituding my Fury, fair enough. 2 for 1, working through that 7-card hand. 1 piece at a time. Rustveil Bridge, pass. 7 cards in their hand still. Flagstones, pass. No, Flagstones doesn't work with Rest in Peace. Little non-bow there. Steam Vents, I'm going to pillage that. They shocked it in, though. Could be showing Counterspell. Doesn't matter. This is what my deck does. It casts Pillage. Cool. That's gone, and I'm going to play a backup Rip. Avaricious Dragon being my win con. Just keep my hand empty. It's the way to go. And now they're moving to discard. Fury. We're in there. Pass the turn. Do you have another Solitude? It's the only thing that helps you here. You have another Solitude pitching a Leyline Binding, a card that is awful when you have no lands. It's fine. We're just working through it here. I probably should have held that land back, because busting is still an option. Ooh, a second land. This sucks. Bone Crusher. Stomp. And I'm casting my spells. Stomping you. Then crushing your bones. And passing the turn. Fetching in the end step. Basic Island. And Hallowed Fountain. Shocking it all in. As an emergency dress down. Oh, Celestial Purge, losing 2 life to do it. Took 5 to kill that thing. Fetch, shock, plus the tax of Bone Crusher. I'm very interested in Palantir at this point. I think that card is unbeatable on this board. Suppression Field. That's really good. Planeswalkers are bad. Fetch lands are risky. Dress down. That works. Another basic island. Another Suppression Field. Suppress it all. Fetch lands don't work anymore. Forget about Planeswalkers. Countering it with Archmage Charm. Yep. I love that Suppression Field is scary enough that it requires a counterspell. So they're at 4 mana now. Bad things can start happening. Gonna hold on to that mountain. Memory Deluge. Rest in peace doing its job here. Another basic island. Another Bone Crusher. I'm actually going to start playing Draw Go with them. At some point they have to do something, and then I'll slide something through on them. Because with them with 7 cards in hand, and now they can actually cast spells, don't think I'm going to be able to cheese something through. But if I pile up my burn, just have a bunch of stuff that I can do all at once. Like Pillage or Hallowed Fountain. How do you feel about that? Feel like Dovin's Veto. Okay, sure. And that's what I'm talking about. Just they would have vetoed my Stomp, and then I have no Bone Crusher. Paying 3 mana and a life to fetch. Good stuff. I'm going to Stomp them right now when I know they can't counter it. And now Bolt is lethal just whenever I get around to it. And that's something they got to play around forever now. Fury, huh? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to cast Bone Crusher first. If they want to put a removal spell on this. I'm going to move to second main, see if they fire off. And do I want to dance around Solitude or just play Fury? Supreme Verdict's a card in their deck. Okay, I'm going to wait. Solitude is solid here, but if I Fury back, I can kill the Solitude. And now we're actually kind of counterplaying in this game. And I killed so many lands this game, and they still just have 6 of them. Yuck. Okay, I don't feel good about the situation now. Fury, please resolve. No chance. Play Inspiring Vantage and pass the turn. And maybe I'm supposed to hold that Stomp forever until they get impatient and play a Solitude, then I Stomp the Solitude, so it's not gaining life. Very Time Reveler, okay. You can spend a bunch of mana to bounce something, or just have Teferi in play. I'm going to play Bridge. They did not indicate last game that they know they can bounce that. Or was that this opponent in this league, or this game? I don't think so. It was probably someone else. This opponent has played better than that, but it's all blurring together for me at this point. That concession in game 2, that turn 2 concession, they're under 5 minutes on their clock right now. If they had spent any time trying to come back from that, they would have already timed out. Sunbay Canyon. And I get a spell. I have to pay for my own Suppression Field on that one. Oh, there's the Palantir. I mean, this is the card I was waiting for. I'm going to wait one more turn and try to double spell on them. Oh no. It's Shark Typhoon. 2 points smaller than it looks otherwise. Yeah, it's a 3/3. This is still a reasonable win condition. And Palantir's not even good. They have so much life, they don't care. Okay, I think we've lost this one. 4 minutes, plenty of time to attack me twice. Palantir, not even a win con. It has resolved. That doesn't mean it's still going to be there in the end step. It was, though. Wild. Okay, they're just putting lethal into play with a second Shark Typhoon. And then they'll decline to let me draw a card. They know that Teferi has them covered. I don't think I have anything that costs 14 in the deck. This game brought to you by Solitude, though. There were 2 turns where my opponent had 1 or 0 mana sources in play, and they pitch cast Solitude, and they answered a threat. Then they pitch cast Solitude, and they answered another threat, and that gave them time to hit all these land drops. They have 7 lands in play. It's like I didn't even do anything this game, despite killing 7 other lands. Yeah, that was cool. I love blue-white control, even though I don't like losing this, and I wish that I could post a trophy with this wild deck. That was a great showcase of how it can go wrong and why free spells are good.
The Command Tower software by Eminence Gaming is perfect for hosting TCG events. It features easy-to-create event registration for 1v1 and 4-player Swiss structured tournaments. Event management has never been so simple, and it's web-based, so there's no download required. Get access for just $5 at eminence.event/subscribe.
I'm on the draw versus a Gigantha. I have the turn 2 boom, and then more booms and booms and booms. My hand... Oh, wait. Did they take the draw, or did I win the roll? Oh, I won the roll. I'm on the play. I'm glad I didn't click through my turn. This hand's even better than I thought it was. Okay, Rustfell Bridge, go. That was almost super awkward. Okay, the hand is just better than I even thought it was. Scalding Tarn. Voldaren Epicure. Okay. Deals 1 damage to each of us. Ghostly Prison. I feel like your deck can't possibly beat Ghostly Prison. Boom, destroy a target my indestructible land and your mountain. I can boom again and lightning bolt the creature if I even care about the creature. Lethal Demolition, oh my god. Alright, Ghostly Prison's coming down. Good luck. Gotta imagine this deck has Shrapnel Blast and Improvised Club in it. That's a new one from Lord of the Rings. It's kind of like Shrapnel Blast, but it only deals 4. But you can sacrifice a creature or artifact. Cascading Cataracts and Ghostly Prison. Behold as my opponent's eyes roll so far into the back of their head that they come out of their butt. There's got to be some serious burn in the deck to stabilize and actually do anything from here. Even giving me a target for Molten Rain. Love it. Chromatic Star, okay. Another Gleeful Demo, okay. Just committing more monsters onto the battlefield. And a Molten Rain there, blue source. You gotta imagine there's like a Brazen Borrower or something in their deck that can actually deal with this if they continue making idiots into the Ghostly Prison. Experimental Synthesizer, reveals Mishra's Bauble. Bauble. Bauble me. Miss your land drop. Boom your land. Oh, I might just Fury your squad instead. Now I'm gonna boom the land. Okay, Cataracts and Mountain. Goodbye, your land. By going after the land first, I start to check boxes of what could go wrong here. If they play their second land, Brazen Borrow, Ghostly Prison, or something like that, that's a way it can go wrong. They could bolt my Fury. That would be kind of annoying. Goblin Grenade, okay. Starting to send him upstairs. Fair enough. In that case, I'm going to kill all your goblins this turn. Lightning Bolt a goblin in the end step, untap Fury the other 4 goblins. It's a big chunk of damage that I'm not interested in taking. All of them in the graveyard. Cataracts non-legendary, just shove it in. Okay, will they be able to stabilize against Fury with a Lightning Bolt here, or am I going to start chewing them up? Get a Scalding Tarn off Synthesizer, that's pretty good. And a Star, okay. I am kind of worried about getting burned out here. I'm glad I cleared all the goblins at least. Nice. I'm going to attack before I pillage. I don't want them blocking based on decisions that they think they're going to get to make. And pillage your Den of the Bugbear. Shrapnel blasting my Fury. That's great. That's 5 damage that they would have loved to send in my face, but we're not able to do that because they were busy dying. That's what I want. All right, how about Dragon? Mountain Bummer. Okay, I mean, this part of the game is really annoying, because if they can just start spending 2 mana to deal 1 to me as they slowly bleed out, I gotta put something in front of this Epicure quickly. Okay, they went for a Chromatic Star instead. And just drawing more cards. Memnite, okay. Goblin Bushwhacker, okay. Sure. Those things don't matter. Suppression Field, probably not good, but I'm playing it anyway. It makes the synthesizer slower. Kuldotha Rebirth, which flipped another Kuldotha Rebirth. This is a lot of goblins, if they can get through Ghostly Prison ever. Also unlocks all the Goblin Grenades, Arid Mesa that can't be cracked. How about a Fury? How about a Dragon? Not that. Okay. Just shitting out here. Maybe this deck should have 4 dragons in it. I feel like I'm spending a lot of time saying, come on, dragon. Okay, they're spending the mana to get Misty Rainforest cracked. Another Bushwhacker. Lightning Bolt. I'm going to hold on to that. I don't know if they have some, like, sack a bunch of creatures, give a different creature +1/+0 effect or something. Or if they crack 2 more fetch lands. Or they need more than that. But bolts can go here. 1 goblin token is starting to get in. Okay, here it is. This is where it starts to get dicey. Come on, good spell. Pillage, okay. I mean, I will pillage. Take out your Castle Embereth. Being at 10 versus 11 is a big deal, because we know about Shrapnel Blast and Goblin Grenade. Oh, something's happening. Oh no, they're just paying for the attack, right? That's how that works. Come on, deck. Big creature. Killing me. Literally. I think I have to bolt the attacking creature this turn. Whatever it is. Just can't afford to go to 10 versus the double Shrapnel Blast deck. And they're attacking with a non-goblin here. They're saving their goblins for the Goblin Grenades. How about a spell? A real spell, please. I hate you, deck. I'm quitting Magic. Yeah, and I'm just getting Goblin Grenaded into crap. I'm at 6. Now I'm at 1. Okay. Can't attack, but I imagine your deck's full of burn from here. Palantir. Okay. I mean, I'll cast it. It's not going to help. I'm dead on board. Oh, if there is a boom bust on top and they mill me, we could be in business here. There's 2 in the graveyard already. Where was this Palantir 3 turns ago? It would have won the game so fast. Oh my god, Bone Crusher and... Alright. So I'm gonna top, and see if they want to die. Please take 8, please take 8, please take 8. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Please take 8, please take 8. They're deep in the tank on this. We're in a sub game. Unfortunately, I think they genuinely should just let me draw. Like, no matter what here. Like, what are they even worried about? The only thing they should be worried about is taking a million. Yeah, okay. Yeah, let me draw at the end of that tank sesh, and now all they have to do is attack or cast literally any spell. Yeah, and the tough beat here, the level system, it was if I could have put Bone Crusher Giant on top, stomp the attacker, and hope they don't have another burn spell. But just going for the actual win there, it just seems so sick. Ghostly Prison, Trinisphere, March of Otherworldly Light. Suppression Field doesn't seem that good. We saw some fetch lands and stuff, but I don't think that's really what this game's about. Shattering Spree could be what this game is about, but I don't really think so. And Stone Rain, kind of clunky. Ragavan seems awful in this matchup. Yeah, I'm off that. This is my plan. Yeah, just bricked forever, that game. If that Palantir showed up even 1 turn earlier, I think we win easily. That last game was an absolute study in what I said in the deck tech, though, of these decks do a bunch, lock the opponent out, and then the opponent just draws out of it, and then they win. And case in point, spent the whole game wishing for an Avaricious Dragon, never saw one. Maybe the deck should just have 4 in it. All right, I've got a Trinisphere and a Pillage here. Hopefully I can cause some problems. Goblin Bushwhacker. I'm just bolting this. Get it out. Not interested. Cascading Cataracts. That's a land that doesn't hurt me. I'm very interested in that in this particular matchup. Synthesizer. It would be great if they miss a land drop here. Lethal Demolition, great. They didn't demolish their Synthesizer. Why not? Great, they figured out in second main. I had no way to punish that. Pull out the rebirth over there. Okay, end step. Bolt one of these. And I've got to drop the Trinisphere, try to slow them down. Rustvale Bridge right on time. Okay, this is where I might just bleed out to the 2 goblins they already have in play. But if I can stabilize in any way, doing okay. Sunbay Canyon, awful that I have exactly that card in the mix here. Really wish they had not figured out the Gleeful Demolition second main. Okay, Dragon stabilizes. That should do it. Okay, kill that thing. Play Rustvale Bridge, then I'll have a 4/4 in front of you starting next turn. Okay, now I feel like this game is under control. And that's all it takes. Just something to put in the way, something to stabilize. Then you're feeling good, where otherwise you would feel bad. Okay, I am going to play Dragon and not take any damage to do it, and I'm going to discard the backup canyons. And now I have a giant thing. You can't cast spells. I get 2 spells a turn. Fury's in here somewhere. Found a land. Lucky. Draw 2 cards. Hope they're good. Ghostly Prison, pretty good. Sacred Foundry's fine. Attack with my Dargon. Then play Ghostly Prison and Sacred Foundry, and I leave up Sunbaked Canyon activation. Get 3 cards starting next turn. Another lock piece in the mix here. Yep, you can't attack. And here's a fucked up thing that only works on Magic Online, and nobody would hold against you in real life. My opponent did not fetch before attacks, and now that they're in combat, they're in the declare attack steps. You can't fetch in that moment where you're declaring attackers, and they're not able to pay to attack for even 1. Cool. That was sweet. Now I gotta win a game on the draw somehow. I really don't think Shattering Spree is the way. I think my removal, my Ghostly Prisons, and my bigger creatures are the way. Maybe the 2 Ragavans still in the deck should just be Suppression Field or literally anything else, because those are bad. Keeping the double Fury hand. Chromatic Star. I would actually love a Ragavan here, or a 3rd Fury. I'm in. Synthesizer. Please whiff. Shattering Spree. Nice. You're not going to have a target for that. Chromatic Star is drawing a card. If they have a rebirth here, Fury can clean it up. Oh, just bushwhacking. Not even whacking, just bush buddy. I think I'm going to hold out. The scariest thing that could happen this turn is if they go land, Gleeful Sabotage, Cooked Bushwhacker, and that is 10 damage. But I still think waiting on this Fury and not going 2 for 1, Furying a 1/1 for 1 with no abilities. That's not how I'm going to play this game. There's the rebirth. And they hit a Bushwhacker off of it. I hope they play a land right now. And can't kick the Bushwhacker. Oh my god. Why would we ever cast our draw spell before combat in this deck? Shocking. Boom Bust. I'm going to Molten Rain the Den of the Bugbear. And then Fury a bunch of these creatures. And I'm going to pitch Boom Bust to do it. I don't think land destruction is the angle I'm playing this on. I would like to get to hardcast some of these Furies. And I'm actually going to leave the physical Goblin in play and kill all the tokens instead, in case they have some sort of Delve spell or care about Delirium in some way. I don't know. I haven't seen anything that would care about this, but I feel like this is right. Pyrite Spellbomb. Okay. Man, I'm really glad I didn't take 10 last turn. Okay, Molten Rain. Mess up your Fiery Islet. Next Mana Source puts a actual down and dirty Fury into play. Emergency card draw off the Pyrite Spellbomb. Get it out. And kicking a second whacker. Okay, Fury, this is the chance. You show up, you kill this whole board, and we're done. Easy. Easy money. Glad I'm at 13 instead of 4. Kill your thing. Go. I have to assume Lightning Bolt is in this deck, but we haven't seen one yet. Ooh, just nothing go. Ooh, Ragavan, what's up? I'm gonna dash Ragavan. They have a bunch of cool cards in their deck that I'd like to take. In this almost mono red mirror. You take 1,000,000 Ragavan triggers. Vicious Bauble, that's free money. Play it. Oh, just conceding. Not interested. Don't want to show me the top card of your deck. Okay. Tough run for the opponent there, who missequenced a 10-point swing and made it a 1-point swing instead. That would have completely changed the texture of that game. I imagine the 4 cards in their hand can deal 3 damage somehow. GG though, on to the final round. For the absolute best Magic the Gathering apparel on the market, check out the link in the video description to coalesceapparel.shop, and be sure to use the code BoshNRoll for 10% off when you check out. On the draw, got a bread and butter 4-1 on the line here. Positive records locked. I got the 0 red hand. This is rough, actually. I gotta send that. Not a lot of mulligans that contain lands and spells in this deck, but that's one of them. Okay, keeping this, and do I think Ghostly Prison or Fury is the better anti-creature technology? I'm gonna hold on to Ghostly Prison and send the Fury. Just already being on 6. Okay, Tron again. Ragavan off the top, please. Oh my god. Alright, I'm gonna play Sacred Foundry tapped and pass the turn. Let's hope that they don't have turn 3 Tron. Oh, what is going on here? Lorien revealed. We're blue Tron? My goodness. Lord of the Rings got people acting wild out here. Well, they're not going to have turn 3 Tron, but they might have Condescend up as soon as right now. Firing Vantage past the turn. We got an Expedition map here. They'll have to choose between countering my spell or activating map, and pretty clearly they're going to counter my spell. I'm going to lead on Stone Rain rather than Molten Rain, because I just assume it's going to get countered, and I would rather the other 2 resolve. If this does work, I'll just be pleasantly surprised. Yep, never had a chance. Remand. But now they know I have Stone Rain in my hand. If their plan was to just... Oh wait, no, they can still hold up blue. Never mind. For some reason, I was thinking that they would have to tap out of their plays, but they for sure don't. Karn's making a wish. Getting the 1 ring. Okay, we've played against that a few times in this league already. Ragavan, interesting. I can get a dash through, but the treasure doesn't work because of Karn. I guess I just Molten Rain and play Ragavan. Molten Rain, that, and cast Ragavan. My opponent will have protection from everything next turn, but their lands won't, and that assumes they have a land to play this 1 ring. And they knew I had Stone Rain, so I assume there's some plan for this 4-drop that they just wished for. Plusing Karn. And passing? Really? We're getting away with this? What's going on over here? Brazen Borrower? What? Literally what? Okay. I'll attack first, and I am going to attack them. See what you want to do about this. Ragavan. Repeal. Okay. That's fine. The Ragavan was bait anyway, because it doesn't matter. I just wanted to make sure my next land destruction spell made it through. And I'm going to Molten Rain this. Hers is mine. And then just replay Ragavan. And they know I still have Stone Rain. But I'm getting the damage in where I can. All of the Storm Giants. Don't care. Okay, I think I should attack Karn. I'm going to play my land. That can get around Condescend. And I think I actually want to destroy the basic island. Am I worried about Tron here? I seem to be struggling for land drops. I'm going for the basic. Press down, that's fine. Doesn't stop the land from dying and doesn't stop Ragavan from dealing 2 to Karn. Those were my objectives this turn. And they just told me they didn't have a counterspell. They have drawn for Dress Down and for turn since then. But that was good information for me to have. Minamo can untap my Ragavan. Also untap the ring, which is what this is actually doing in the deck. And I am going to draw with Sunbaked Canyons. Backup Rag. Not really what I want. Fury is what I want, though. Okay, I want to pillage their Minamo. I'm going to do this first, because the card I want to resolve is Fury. And if they have a counterspell, I want it used here. Cycling Shark Typhoon. Okay, that's fine. Now, Fury, pitch, exiling Ragavan, 1 to the Shark, 3 to Karn. And then I can finish off Karn in combat. Okay, this unlocks Ragavan and his treasures. Starting this turn. I did take a detour into destroying colored sources rather than Tron lands, but I think I'm okay with that. was something I said don't do earlier, but I'm back on it now. Firing Vantage, not good. Ragavan, give me a good spell. Something I can cast that is spicy and powerful. Maybe my own One Ring. I would be happy with that. Press down, okay. Fine. Ragavan, just deal 2. Good job. And Ghostly Prison. Assume they have to win the game somehow. And let's see if they got their One Ring online. This is actually a huge turn, whether they got it or not. They didn't. Cool. Impulse. Looking for land number 4. Sucks that it's an awful Ghostly Prison matchup and a great Suppression Field matchup, and I've drawn 2 prisons and no fields. Oh, here we go. It's dragon time. Ragavan, can we connect? Do we have another repeal? Do we have another dress down? No, we're in there. And I took a Spatial Contortion. That's a removal spell for my Ragavan. I'm glad it's gone. And I'll play this Avaricious Dragon, and I can pay for Condescend. Remand, sure. Can't pay for that one. Can't replay my dragon here, we're just going to pass. They can play the One Ring, but it does tap them out. Expedition Map. Alright, deck, it would be a great time to draw that Suppression Field. Opponent's got protection from everything. The Stomp trick works if I draw one. Come on, Stomp. Sunbaked Canyons. Not what I wanted. And I'm going to play Dragon. I'm not going to play the second Ghostly Prison. Ragavan will not deal combat damage to a player this turn. Just going to pass. Discard my hand, then we're both going to start drawing multiple cards a turn. And they did find a second Tron piece, so it could happen where they suddenly have Tron and I die. Yep, just freaking Tron from hand. Don't even need the Expedition Map. Karn the Great Creator's back. Am I reaping what I've sown again? I did destroy 2 blue sources when there was Tron lands available. I got tripped up because it wasn't green Tron, and I was like, they need their blue to interact with me. But we have... And I was right. I mean, it was repeal, dress down, remand that got us to this point. Now Karn gets to wish for some BS. And they have infinite mana to cast it with. Worm Coil Engine. Okay, that's pretty good. And I just discarded Ghostly Prison. Not that that's going to help me here. Okay, I am going to draw for Sunbaked Canyon. Boom Bust is still good here. I am happy to Armageddon everything, if that's what it takes. Second Dragon. Okay, well, attack Karn. Attack Karn the Great Creator. And I can start drawing 3 cards a turn, or I can pillage 2 lands here and try to somehow regain myself versus this Worm Coil Engine. I could also pillage Worm Coil Engine. I think that's the play. Yeah, that's legal. Pillage the Worm Coil and the Lifelink Worm. Is that what we're doing? Or do I have to pillage them off Tron? But they have Expedition Map, so I can't keep them off Tron anyway. Yeah, I'm going to pillage the Lifelink Worm. Okay. That's what I got here. They are burdening up the ring. Fearlessly, powerfully. I am glad I killed Manamo. Go to 9 here. Another tower. They're going to pay the toll to attack with a 3/3 Death Touch. That's fine. Nope, change their mind. They're like, if it costs mana, I'm out. And then they drew a bunch of cards. With the ring. Hardcast Shark Typhoon. Alright, I actually need the ring to kill them. But they played a second one, Legend Rule a first one, get protection from everything for the turn. Alright, deck. We got our work cut out for us here. I'd still take Boom Bust. Ragavan sucks. Okay. I guess I am just passing. Their Expedition Mapping. For Academy Ruins, they're going to start looping Worm Coils. They did not cash in the ring. That's going to deal no damage. Karn. Okay, yep. Once again, lesson learned. Keep them off Tron. And then they have me in a Mindslaver lock. Good for you. Okay, yeah, that was really cool. Always go after the Tron lands. Say it with me, folks. Always go after the Tron lands. Okay, all this artifact destruction is coming in. Ghostly Prison. I mean, at the end there, they did have Shark Typhoon as their win condition, but they were also Slaver locking me. March of Otherworldly Light seems good. Ragavan's great. Suppression Field's great. Oh, there's another Suppression Field in the sideboard. Lightning Bolt probably out. And I'm going to do it this way. Okay. And even in that end game there, ripping Boom Bust and destroying all lands while they're under Ghostly Prison and bleeding out to their ring, that would have won the game. Okay, keep this one. Turn 2 Suppression Field on the play. Can be pretty good. Rustveil Bridge, pass. I also am leading on a bridge, so Boom Bust is a live draw. Tower, pass. Okay. Inspiring Vantage, Suppression Field. Let's begin the squeeze. I got 2 Stone Rains curving into an Avaricious Dragon. Suppression Field holding the fort in the meantime. They are currently holding up. Remand. Going after the Tron land here. And it's Condescend, the card I was talking about all of last game that they never showed me. And Tron with counterspells is some shit. And I can't play around Condescend here anyway. I'm going to Pillage and try to leave up playing my tap land. This one is Remand. I've got a tap land past the turn. Power Plant. Yeah, the difference when Tron can interact and when they can't. The game I lost against Green Tron was the one game they had Warping Whale up when I tried to Stone Rain them. And now this deck curved Condescend into Remand. And Karn, no act. Oh, right, they can't activate. That's right. That's how that works. Pillage your tower. Oh, right. Karn shuts off my lands. I need to play a land first. Okay, Flagstones. Then Pillage your tower. Did I really have no Rustveil Bridges in play all of last game? I felt like they have Karn the whole game, and this didn't come up, the whole you don't have mana thing. Expedition Map, that costs infinite to activate. They can tap 2 to activate Karn, but instead they left up mana. Interesting. I'm going to play Cataracts to play around Condescend, and I'm going to dash Ragavan. And I think I need to be softening up Karn. Karn's down to 3 and pass the turn. Suppression Field is incredible right now. Played another Tron land, but it's not a different one. Still have not activated Karn. They can map this turn. Multiple rags. Okay, so if they counter one, I can dash the other. Ragavan. Attack my opponent, or attack Karn. Yeah, not my opponent, attack Karn. Oh, right, straight into Shark Typhoon, but this is a 1-1 because of Suppression Field, that's fine. Suppression Field continuing to deliver. And this means I get to cast and stick my other rag and a tap Sacred Foundry. Okay. I have reached nearly Hellbent status with Avaricious Dragon. This is how we drew it up. However, my opponent's not supposed to have Karn the Great Creator in play when we get there. Third Power Plant. Exactly how Tron works. Oh, spending the mana to animate Expedition Map. That's a good block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't Boom and Dragon. And I can't... Oh, maybe I do Bust here, actually. I get left with Cascading Cataracts and 2 Rustveil Bridges that don't work versus they're nothing and they can't activate anything. That's a big risk. Kind of like it, though. Oh, I can't cast the spell anyway. Never mind. I don't like it. I guess it's time to commit the dragon. I can play around Condescend if they have Remand. Whatever I casted this turn wasn't going to work anyway. Yep, Remand, and we're back. Okay, pass the turn. Hers is mine. They could cast big Karn here. They can't activate it, though. Animating Expedition Map. Inspiring Vantage. Oh, I'll try my dragon again. It gets Condescended like a boss this turn. Yep, Condescend for 2. Playing my land would not have helped that. Good to do some scrying. I play Inspiring Vantage, and then next turn, Bust is live. It's not pretty, but we're getting there. Oh no, repealed my rag. That makes Bust a lot worse. And you got Tron, stop! Okay. Am I in the Mindslaver loop, or that 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, still have 12 mana, Jesus. Worm Coil Engine. That's a wild one to try to bust into. And the One Ring. Okay, and Ghostly Prisons are out of my deck right now. Fury does not help here. One turn behind. Just ripping that Tron. I guess I can cast Fury and try to pick off Karn at least. They're still holding up blue, which is the scariest thing in Magic. Yep, cool. All right. Tron Tempo, kids. This is a thing that existed a long time ago in the ancient world, and it's still pretty good now, actually, it turns out. Hey, they're activating Karn. Getting Mindslaver. There's Academy Ruins. Do they have enough to loop this through the suppression field? Yep, they sure do. Okay, we're dead. And that was super annoying, but in a way that I'm like, okay, Bluetron, I see you. But also, like, just 2-mana counterspell into 2-mana counterspell into tempo this, tempo that, wiggle out, wiggle this, and then suddenly you're dead. Well, 3-2, positive record. We beat the Tron deck without counterspells, and we lost the Tron deck with counterspells. And Blue 8 control that just had more lands than we had land destruction spells and Solitude to stabilize. I think that I want 4 Avaricious Dragons in the deck. Just that feeling of being at your top end and just not being able to close it out as your opponent slowly claws back in. I hate that so much. That's why this card is in the deck, to avoid that, and having more copies is just better for that. You could cut the one of Stone Rain and just play 10 Stone Rain effects. I think that's fine. 10 versus 11. Not a huge difference. If you want to go down 1 Lightning Bolt, I guess you could do that. You could even cut a land. There are 25 lands in this deck. That's a lot of those. Or you could bet on Ghostly Prison or Suppression Field. But I kind of like those lock pieces available. Yeah, I would cut either 1 Lightning Bolt, the 1 Stone Rain, or probably Inspiring Vantage, or 1 more Avaricious Dragon. And other than that, I was impressed by this list. It did the thing it was supposed to do. It was very good at Stone Raining. We had some super sick turn 1 Ragavan, turn 2 Pillage, turn 3 Pillage, turn 4 Pillage. We did that. That's the thing that happened. We curved out into Avaricious Dragon, then just buried opponents. That also happened. Feeling good about it. 1 more dragon, but otherwise this list looks pretty sweet. Job, thank you for sharing it with us. Everybody else, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out the Patreon, and I'll see you next time.